So we are back to the Browns franchise, and last time we went and played the game against the Raiders here in Cleveland. That game, though, it was so close to the end. We had that one interception for a touchdown that really made it close. But other than that, we went and finished it off. And that was actually not too bad of a game passing-wise, though. Obviously, Kiefer Paup, 107.4 passing rating, 405 yards, passing, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Just a great overall game passing the football that game. And Derek Carr, 418, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Not too bad, I guess, considering the last interception was in the last play of the game. So it was kind of a gimme. But moving to the next thing, which is rushing yards, which... this is just flat out embarrassing. 6 rushes. The run defense didn't work out at all for our favor. So the run defense, the Raiders, just amazing with Khalil Mack there. So we can't really... yeah, it's just kind of embarrassing there. So, but going on the receiving yards, though, we do have receiving yards, which is... I guess we'll probably just go with both anyway. But if Gatson, 181 yards receiving, 1 touchdown. And when it comes to the rest, though, we have Urbic, 134 on 7 receptions. Gilmore, 118 or 117, 6 receptions. Crabtree, 104. Amari Cooper, 54. Walford, 53. Coleman had 51 and 2 touchdowns in that game. Memrose had 50 and a touchdown. And I think that 1 touchdown was from that one inning off the half. That was a great touchdown, though. Deep pass by Kiefer Paup. But with Duke Johnson, 33 and a touchdown. And that's about it. So next up is blocking. The blocking. And we didn't let up any sacks, at least it wasn't blamed up on our line. But when it comes to the rest, though, defensively, Will Hill had a huge game, 15 tackles, 3 for a loss, 1 interception. Huge game out of him, though, fantasy-wise. If you had him on your fantasy team in this game, it'd be incredible performance for him on the defense. But Eli Apollo had 11 tackles, great game out of him. Ali Godfrey had 8 tackles, 2 for a loss, 1 interception, and 1 sack in that game, too. Great game out of Ali Godfrey. But Carl Joseph, 7, and 1 interception there. Let's see the rest, though, for Browns. We do have sacks-wise. We have 1 sack out of Ellie Godfrey, 1 out of Jordan Grayson, 1 out of Lacey Green-Allison, 1 out of Sue. Interceptions-wise, we do have 1 from Godfrey and 1 from Will Hill. So next thing up is kicking, and no kicking from our team, though. Obviously, the Raiders had 3 for 4 with Dustin Hopkins, but punting-wise, though, they have 3 punts. Anything else, though? Hey, I guess we're fine there, so we're good there. So there's a great game, though, obviously in Cleveland. We won that one. Now we're 6-3 in the season. Exactly where we want to be in this point of the season, I guess. But next thing up, though, on the list is where should we sim up to for the next gameplay episode? So I want to play against a team that's pretty good, though. So we got the Dolphins, Steelers, Texans, Bengals, Patriots, Bills, and Steelers again. So we could go and sim maybe up to this Patriots game. That could be a good idea, actually. Because the Patriots, obviously, you just watched the game. It was Steelers and Patriots, man. The Patriots on to the Super Bowl once again to face off against the Atlanta Falcons. So that'd be a great Super Bowl, obviously, the matchup between Tom Brady and Matt Ryan. But on here, though, I want to see this matchup between Kiefer Paup and Richard Rutherford, though, on the Patriots. So we'll go into that game against the Patriots. 2 weeks left after that one when it comes to sim-wise. So hopefully by that point we're number 1 in our division by 2 games, I guess. So it's not really, it's basically certain that we'll make the playoffs this season. So next up on here is, I think we're actually good, though. Yeah, because we have no more trade deadline. That's already been passed. Yeah, I think we're good. So let's go sim the next week, which is against the Dolphins, and see what's around the NFL when it comes to stats-wise. Okay, so we have the Dolphins game this week, and we're 6-3, they're 6-3, even matchup there. But next up is our placing in our division. So number 1 in our division, 6-3, the 5-4 Ravens and the 5-4 Bengals and the 5-4 Steelers. So a 3-way tie for second. Man, our division is actually pretty tight though this season. It's pretty scary to see that. But next up, though, we'll go and do some scouting, I guess, and see who's on here for players to scout. Really, there's like nobody on here I really want to scout individually, because the rest, like, we have linebackers, we have a center, we have a left guard, we have a right guard. Our positions are almost like we really have no more needs for any positions, I guess. I guess we could always draft more wide receivers, but even that, though, you really don't even need to. So we'll just go like defensive tackle, I guess. Always need more defensive tackles when you have a guy like Ndamukong Suh going down in his overall. So get a defensive tackle, and see who's on here, though. We do have Bright. Bright's not too bad. We got McDuffie. We got Giles. We got Nixon. Devian Nixon's not too bad, I guess. We have Edmonds, who looks to be early second-round talent. That's pretty good for his value. So Deshaun Edmonds, look for him next year, and we're good there. So next up is the game against the Dolphins. We got to win this game, though. Let's go 7-3 in the season against the NFL. So, negotiations. We do any negotiations? Now hold off. The rest, though, we're number 1 in division. Let's go and keep that by winning against the Dolphins in Week 11 of the NFL season. Damn it, so we lost the game. We're 6-4 in the season now, but we have one injury in this team, though. It better not be Kiefer Paup. And it's Eli Apple, a shoulder tear over the 3 weeks. Oh no, our number 1 cornerback's out. So that's not too good, I guess, considering that our corners are not that great to begin with anyway, so we're kind of screwed there. So cornerback, what do we got now? We have Randall, and we have Quan Williams. So not too bad, I guess, but still, C+ cornerbacks, that's not too good for our my confidence here. But next up, though, our division, we're 3-way tie for first. We have the Steelers, Browns, Bengals, and then we have the 5-5 Ravens. So we'll check out the game, though. 24-21 loss. Close game. We lost by 3 points. We better not been on a missed field goal, though. That'd be terrible if it is. Let's go to this game and see how it looked like. So what happened here, though? We have Kiefer Paup 203, 1 interception. Not too good of a game on a Kiefer Paup, I guess. Tannehill 192, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And Cody Kessler 5 passing yards, 1 touchdown, though. So I don't know why Kiefer Paup went out, though. It doesn't make any sense there. But when it comes to rushing the football, though, Jay had 82 and a touchdown. Duke had 73 and a touchdown. Kiefer Paup had 32 and a touchdown, so I don't know why his position. Like, she had a decent game, I guess, but I don't know why you rushed 9 times, though. Like, why would you rush that many times? I guess he'd escape the pocket, but 9 times for a quarterback? That is not good at all. So obviously our wide receiver's not getting open, I guess. But next up, those receiving yards. Let's see these receiving yards. It won't be pretty. But we have Urbic at 60 and a touchdown. Landry at 60 and a touchdown for them. 58 for Rolamar Morosa. 54 for Gilmore. Anyone else, though? Kenny Stills at 27. And that's about it. Corey Coleman at 6 yards, though. Come on, we gotta use him more if we want to win games. But blocking-wise, no elapsed sacks. Defensively, though, let's check out our defense. So you have Ogba 10 tackles, now in 1 sack. Great game about him. Grayson 8 tackles and 2 sacks and interception. So Grayson, huge fantasy week for him. 2 sacks, 1 interception, and 8 tackles. Man, that's pretty good for him. But Evaldo Bucco had 7 tackles. Emery Youngblood at 7. Godfrey at 6. And so on and so forth. So sack-wise, only 2 sacks to Grayson, 1 from Ogba. And interceptions-wise, we have 1 from Grayson, 1 from Eli Apple, who happened to get injured probably on that play. But next up is kicking, though. And Gordon Chung missed a field goal that could have tied it up. Are you kidding me? I guess it's a rookie mistake, but we gotta give him the clutch trait, though. That's one thing I have to do. Let's go check that out, actually. So we lost because Gordon Chung was not clutch. Basically, that's the reason why we lost. Because even though we lost by 3 points, even if it was like during the game or like second quarter we missed that field goal, it doesn't matter. We lost because he wasn't clutch. So go on a team and find Gordon Chung and make him get that clutch trait if he can. Let's go to kickers and go to Gordon Chung and edit his skills, though. At least upgrade his player thing if we can. He only has 75, though. That's not enough for a clutch trait, and it's not 5,000. Oh no, this is gonna take a long time to get to. So I don't know. I guess if you make field goals, you get percentages. But come on, I don't want to go and put him in the practice thing to get XP every single time. Even though it would help out, it would just take a long time for me to get the clutch trait anyway. So next up, though, is, I guess, scouting. I'll go check out the game against the Steelers and the Browns in a few moments here. But we'll check out what happened for cornerbacks this season. So corners in the draft, we have really nobody good. We have a few guys like Kirkland, we have Mixon, Forbes. I guess they're not too bad, but still. Pretty weak draft class for cornerbacks. Go to this guy. This guy's not too bad, I guess, for a position. Jeffries, he's not too bad there. Harbor, he's undrafted. A lot of undrafted players, though. It's tons of undrafted players. Cleveland, he's not too bad. I want to get a Hassan Cleveland, actually. I like the last name, though. Cornelius, he's actually not too bad, though. Okay, so even though we lost the game against the Miami Dolphins, we do have the one thing, though, one positive of that game, which was the stats sheet, though. So, one man who wouldn't killed it. Oh, that's not good at all. 16th in on NFL offensive yards. But when it comes to awards, though, for weekly awards, wait, went to yearly. Go back to weekly awards. So, one thing that's crazy, obviously, week 1, Kiefer Paup won that one. Week 2, nobody there. Week 3, nobody there. Week 4, 5, 6. It looks like week 6 we have Will Hill there at the 7 tackles, 1 interception, 1 touchdown. And then we have, where else? Jordan Grayson right there. So week 11, Jordan Grayson, 8 tackles, 2 sacks, and 1 interception. So that's what he gets for having that huge game against the Dolphins. So next up, though, is, I guess, I want to check out the stats for this. We have 16 in offensive yards. What about defense? Third in defensive yards. We're not too bad defensively. Our offense is a mess though. 263 in points scored. I gotta solve this though. 215 points allowed. That's not too bad, I guess. 7th in NFL. But one thing though, like we have Kiefer Paup, 89 overall, and he's not even doing that well though. Like I have no idea what's going wrong here. So in this offseason though, there's gonna be some huge changes for this team though, and I'm talking drastic changes. Like maybe even offensively. Like we could probably even overhaul the wide receivers. Like should the wide receivers change? I have no idea. Wait, let me check this out. So we have Roland Memorosa 81 overall. Or 83 overall, so he's getting better, okay. So Memorosa getting better. Maybe after a year of development, finally our wide receivers will be stacked. They'll be good enough to go, and maybe even have a good year offensively. But the thing is maybe even Kiefer Paup's play style. There's gotta be something up with that though. So we'll go and change his play style, in fact. Just go ahead a player, because Kiefer Paup, I don't want him to just run around the pocket though, even though he does have speed. He's a balanced player type. Oh man, should you go? He's balanced though. I know he's balanced. He's between a mobile and a pocket passer / strong arm. We could use his strong arm capabilities by doing that. Should we try that out actually? Because our wide receivers are amazing though, and we're not even using them. It doesn't make any sense. So we'll use that because I'm tired of having him like constantly having like 200 passing yards, 1 touchdown, and like 0 interceptions or even 2 interceptions. I changed that completely and actually use our offense for the good. So now I guess probably go sit in this game against the Steelers and finally use the strong arm QB and Kiefer Paup. So hopefully changing his play style would do something and affect that. I don't know if it actually does, but if it does, it's actually pretty good because I want Kiefer Paup to be a great quarterback, and we cannot. Like, I don't want him to be a mobile QB, basically. A guy just runs around like Johnny Manziel, because eventually you're going to get hurt, and I don't want Kiefer Paup to get hurt at all. So maybe using him in the pocket might be a good idea. Like, if he has to scramble away, that's good. He's got 86 speed, but just primarily want him to stay in the pocket. So we'll leave him there. Use him as a strong arm QB, because he's got a pretty strong arm, too. So let's go sit in this game with the Steelers. Well, basically, what's up for grabs is number 1 in our division, practically, because I'm pretty sure the Bengals might lose. So I guess whoever wins this one goes 7-4 and is number 1 in the AFC North. And just like that, our defense stepped up big again. So our defense won that game for us, I'm guessing, because our defense is amazing. But went 41-6. See, changing Kiefer Paup's playing style might have helped though. I'm not saying it did, but let's be honest, hopefully it did, because 41-6, that doesn't happen overnight though. That's got to be one drive. I guess it could actually happen overnight, but we destroyed those Steelers flat out. We destroyed them. So Kiefer Paup now in a pocket passer / strong arm QB, 252, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 131.5 passing. That is amazing. So rushing wise though, we have Duke 89 on 26 attempts though. Even though he had a good game passing the football, great game running the football, 26 attempts is pretty good. Then Mark Ingram though, even 58 on 17 attempts. So we must have took out Duke halfway through, because man, we had a great game rushing the football, 1 touchdown, 2. And Kiefer Paup though, even 18 and a touchdown, so he's still using his legs, even though he's not using them as much, I guess. But moving on to the next thing, which is receiving yards. So finally, Corey Coleman, 90 and a touchdown, 6 receptions there. We have Antonio Brown, 77 and a touchdown. Memorosa, 55 and a touchdown. We have Gilmore, 46 and a touchdown, or 47 and a touchdown. Next up is Urbic, 32, and that's basically about it. So blocking wise, we have nobody there. Defensively, they want to see your defense. So defense, we have Quan Williams, 4 tackles at starting cornerback. So one thing I'm guessing though is just due to how many, like, this is actually a pretty low amount of tackles though. Usually we have like 8 or 9 tackles as our leaders. So I'm guessing your defense just played amazing though, because how else would we run up the score 41-6 with our defense turning over the football or doing something? So something must happen, I guess. But I got a few 4 tackles there. Sacks wise, we had 1 sack out of Ogba, half a sack out of Grayson and Ellis. The interceptions wise, we have 1 interception from Jopolo Bartu. So I don't know how he got an interception, but I guess he stepped in and got one there. Gordon jumped 2 for 2 from 45 yards out. That's pretty good to see that. And punt return, we got only one punt in the entire game. That is amazing. So 1 punt in the entire game for the Browns offense. We were on the field for like the entire day, I guess. But kick return wise, you have no touchdowns there. Punt return wise, no touchdowns there. So our team was flat out amazing today. It's just great to see that. So you beat the Steelers 41-6. Huge win for us. We take first in the AFC North now. So I actually know the Bengals won. So we're 7-4. We're tied for first with the Bengals. But I want to see, like, Kiefer Paup's got to be number 1 for Offensive Player of the Week, though. Like, let's be honest, that's a huge game out of him. Go there. Actually, no, it doesn't matter. But any new stories, though? The Texans, we're facing the Texans this week. I guess nothing really new there, but we'll go on to the next thing, which is scouting, and see how it's going. So, I want to see if there's any big guys to scout. So, we're 7-4, we're facing off against the 7-4 Texans, which it looks like Brock Osweiler's playing pretty well, I guess. So, we'll just go down to not tight end. Defensive tackle? I don't know, cornerback maybe. We'll go to corner again. Because I know there's that one guy I was looking at, Demetrius. Where's Demetrius on here? I know I saw him at the end. There he is. So Cornelius. Demetrius or Cornelius. He's okay, I guess. I got Parnell. Yeah, it's about the end of the road. So go to the next thing, which is free safeties. So you got Guzman. He looks pretty good. You got Chambers. We got Trufant. All these guys are studs. Terrence Lester, or Lester Terrence. We got Vinet. Who's pretty good. We got Khalil. Who's pretty decent. We got Tompkins. And that's about it. So we're good there. Now we're facing against the Steelers offense. So the Steelers offense, pretty good though. They're underrated. So our defense needs to step up to go and face off and actually take a 8-4 record in the season. So hopefully our defense steps up and plays well against these damn, I guess, Texans. Because last time I played them, I believe I lost. Or at least they almost lost. But I think regardless, let's go and sit in this game. So we took that one, and now we're 8-4 in the season. Tied the Bengals for first in our division. So I'm guessing our offense played well. 33-27, finally some high-scoring games of our offense. So our offense woke up ever since we changed Kiefer Paup's playing style. So go to that game and see how well we played, though, as our offense must have stepped up big, though, against the defense. So go to this thing, and it looks like Paup had 200 yards passing, or 280, I believe. I can't really read it now. It looks like 280 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, 106.9 passing rating. Whereas Nate Dyson, though, I had no idea Nate Dyson even existed, but he had 262, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 113 passing rating. So rushing wise, we have Duke 106 on the ground, 1 touchdown for that. Lamar Miller 71, Coles 31, Ingram had 31, and 2 touchdowns in that game too. So it looks like maybe we got into the end, like went to the red zone, like on the 5-yard line, just use Mark Ingram to our advantage, because he can just crush through anybody he wants. But going to the next thing, which is receiving yards. We have Miramosa 107 on 7 receptions. We have Gilmore 94, and a touchdown on 7 receptions. It looks like DeAndre Hopkins 87, he had a great game. Will Fuller 73. We have Corey Coleman 60 in that one. Kenny Stills at 30. Anyone else? We have Urbic 23 on 4 receptions. So blocking wise, it looks like Julius Creighton led up 2 sacks and Joe Thomas led up a sack somehow. But defensively though, let's check this out. So it looks like our corner Demarius ran 11 tackles. He must have just got beaten up though at corner position. But Williams at 11 tackles, Emery Youngblood at 9. Let's go at our team though. And Godfrey had 9 tackles. We have Emery Youngblood 9 tackles. Buck at 6. Let's see sacks though. We had Lacey Greenells 1.5 sacks, and Robert Newton had a sack, and Sanchez Spatch had a half a sack. When it comes to interceptions, zero interceptions this week, which is pretty weird to see that. But check out field goals. I just had a few field goals, I guess. A 33-27 score. Go to this and see who kicked field goals. At least how many field goals we kicked. It looks like Jordan Chung 2 for 2. And his longest is from 22 yards out, so we must have failed in the red zone quite a bit this game, though. It's just pretty bad to say that. But I'll go check the next thing, which is our stats so far, I guess, because we'll go into this Bengals game that we face off against the Patriots. But you've won 2 in a row, though. Like, we're actually doing not too bad, I guess. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-2 ever since that bye week, so it's not too bad, I guess, for a team. But let's go check out what happened for stats after those 2 weeks of our offense finally waking up, though, since we changed Kiefer Paup's playing style. But now we're up to 11th overall in offensive yards in the NFL. Next thing up is defensively, we're 4th in the NFL when it comes to defensive yards, not 3,900 yards. 8th in points scored, okay, we jumped up there from 11th. And 6th in points allowed, so our defense and our offense top 10 in the NFL. And Kiefer Paup, though, 3,100 yards, 21 passing touchdowns. He's having a great overall year, though. Yeah, 21 and 9. He hasn't thrown an interception in like 3 games, so hopefully knock on wood that doesn't happen, like he doesn't have a terrible game next week against the Bengals, because if the time to be good is right now, and if we gotta win this game basically, if you want to win our division this year, because you have a 2-game lead over the Steelers. As long as we take first in our division, we have a guaranteed place in the NFL playoffs. So let's go sim this game though after you do some college scouting in for the draft. So D tackles, might as well just go and scout them again, because I really have nothing else to do. So Ace Law, this guy seems pretty good with the name, but he's not that good with his stats wise. Tyler, he's not too good. Hester, you know what, actually screw that, I want to check out some wide receivers, some big play guys. I'll check out some of these guys. So you have Nick Donnelly, he doesn't seem that good. Jerome Burt, nah. Bragg, we got Coyle, a lot of undrafted guys. Wadsworth, and that's it. So one of the biggest schemes overseas in the Bengals and the Browns in Cleveland. Come on, please step up. Our top 10 team in the NFL facing off against one of the best teams in the NFL in the Bengals. So let's go shut down Andy Dalton and win this game to go 9-4 in the season and take first in our division. So we win against the Bengals and take 9-4 in the season, and finally we're first in our division by at least one win. So injuries wise, who's injured? Mark Ingram's out 5 weeks, dislocated knee. No, he's our beast in the red zone though. Damn it. So our beast in the red zone, Mark Ingram himself, is injured. That's not good at all. Damn it. So at least you have Eli Apple back, but still, come on, that sucks. Duke's up. He's pretty happy, I guess. It's always good to see Duke happy, but now finally our offensive yards, at least our receivers, finally looking good though in the season. I'm liking that. So our receivers finally stepping up good. But anything else though, I think we're good there. But we won 24-10 though, I guess a pretty low scoring game, but regardless though, we won 24-10, our defense stepped up big, only 10 points allowed on the day, so we've won 3 in a row now. It's pretty good to see that. As let's check out this game though offensively. So you have, looks like Kiefer Paup 157 and touchdown, we have Dalton 214, so not too good of a game I guess, but still regardless who won the game, that's all that matters. But rushing yards though, you have Duke 97, we have Bernard at 77, marking him at 34 and a touchdown, so he's always getting touchdowns for us. Thorpe at 18 and a touchdown. Next thing, which is receiving yards, we do have Coleman 77 and a touchdown, Urbeck 54, we have Easley 51, AJ Green at 44, and that's about it basically. But next up is blocking yards. We do, oh, not blocking yards, blocking. Looks like Joe Thomas led up another sack again, but defensively we do have Burfict at 14 tackles though, an intercept and a sack. So a huge game for Burfict when it comes to stats wise, but that's not a good thing though if you have 14 tackles in a game. Clearly we're just destroying them on the run. But we'll go to Browns right there. So Randall had 9 tackles and half a sack. We have Grayson at 9 tackles. We Will at 7. Quan Williams at 6. Let's see sacks wise though. We have 1.5 sacks at Lacey Greenhouse once again. Robert Noonan had a sack. Nadon Kasuda sack, and Demarius Randall had half a sack. Interceptions wise, no interceptions on the day. Kicking wise though, we have 1 for 1 from Gordon Chung, 46 yards out. Nice to see him getting those long range kicks there. And the rest is the same as usual. So I've won 3 games in a row. Going into this game against the Patriots, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like we could actually make the playoffs the first time in this franchise mode. So we're up 1 game against the Bengals, 2 games against the Steelers, and 3 games against the Ravens in our division. So just to go and end off this episode, we'll check out who won the individual stats for weekly stats, I guess. But offensive yards were 13th in the NFL, 5th in defensive yards, not too bad, I guess. Next up is 8th in points scored, not too bad there. Next up is points allowed, 4th in NFL, so we're climbing that board. And the next is offensive yards again. So just to end off this episode, we'll check out Kiefer Paup's stats on the season. So 22-9, great to see that. Oh, and over 3,200 yards passing. Rushing yards, we do have Duke at over 1,000 so far on the season. Marking 273 and 8 rushing touchdowns. That's big from him. And receiving yards, though, we do have Coleman at 761. Okay, he's having a pretty good season there. And the rest is usual. Defensively, though, with defense, we do have Randall at 76 tackles on the season. And the rest, basically the same old. But sacks, though. Who's leading us in sacks? You have Racy Green Ellis, 8.5 sacks. Jordan Grayson at 7 sacks. And that's about it. So, that's enough this episode. We'll go check out what happened for weekly awards since we did the last simming. So, week 11. Yeah, there's week 11, we have Jordan Grayson. Week 12, Andrew Luck and Crowder. And week 13, we have Tyrod Taylor and Jackson. Week 14, nobody on there. So, guess let's zip it off here. Next game we're gonna play against the Patriots in week 15, I believe. Yeah, week 15 of the NFL season. So I guess let's zip it off right here. Make sure to like, subscribe for more Browns franchise. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.